Okay, Shabbat Shalom, Mr. McCart.
Shabbat Shalom.
How's my beautiful family doing this set-apart day? Great, excellent. It's a pleasure to be here again today on the Father's set-apart day. And we're going to have another dynamic lesson by our executive Moreh Yahuah.
Yeah.
And he's going to share with us all of the Ruach that the Father has given him on today's lesson. So we're looking forward to that. Anybody have any testimonies on how the Father's been merciful, loving, kind, generous? Just wanted to show your appreciation to the Father. Anybody have any testimonies that they would like to share? Okay, we have our brother Abad Yahuah.
Yes, I just want to give thanks just for another Shabbat. Another Shabbat, another congregation, another day of gathering. So just give thanks to the Most High for that.
Hallelujah. Always give thanks for that. I want to thank the Father for waking me up this morning. The day before that, the day before that, the day before that. You know, so every day that the Father wakes me up, just gives me again another opportunity to do His set-apart will. Anything that I got wrong yesterday, you know what, the sole purpose today is to make sure that I did it right today. So I'm always thankful for everything that the Father has done for me, for my family. It's always a pleasure seeing you guys here again every single set-apart day, and just hang in there. According to scriptures, things are going to get a whole lot better. So again, he that endureth it to the end shall be saved. So nobody please turn your hands or turn back from the work that the Father's given us. So don't turn back from the work. Make sure that you keep going forward. All right. Anybody else have any testimonies?
I'd like to thank the Most High Yahuah for, giving me life, health, and strength, allow me to see another year on earth, another birthday, born day, however you choose to call it.
Don't that Salah. Hallelujah.
Thank the Most High for all He's done for me and continually to do for me. Thank the Most High how He allowed our Chief Moreh Lamadi to come down and gave him a safe trip traveling.
Hallelujah.
So the Most High for that. And hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Great. What about the sisters here? Anybody? Shai, did you take a test last week? You got like a B, a super A?
Super A.
They told us, listen, you got to do no more courses. Listen, you know what? You're good to go. You're doing that.
I wish it was that.
She got an A.
Yeah. Hey, hallelujah.
I don't allow B's.
Okay. Oh, great, excellent. She got an A. Very good.
I can make B's.
Okay. We have Shemai. She wants to share some testimony with us.
So, I decided to go back to school
Hallelujah.
for EMT, eventually be a paramedic. And my credits didn't transfer over from my previous school. So I had to take the placement test. Took the placement test and scored high on everything. So I accepted and I'm good to go.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Listen, we good. Once this wilderness thing takes place, we got airplane drivers and flyers, we got nurses, we got the whole thing going on. We got an exercise coach here to make sure that everybody stays fit. Nobody's going to be bringing, it's not going to be like the last time when the Amalekites killed everybody there. Nah, we got a nice strong camp here. Everybody is going to be ready to go. Hallelujah. Anybody else? Any testimonies? Okay, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have our Chief Zakeh, Babar Yahuah, all right? He's going to blow the shofar for us 7 times. And we'll have our good brother, who's going to be the lucky brother today? Who's going to be the lucky brother? We're going to go with Yahuah, the time he's going to bring us in with prayer.
come to you in the name of your Son, Yahushua Mashiyach. Thank you for another Shabbat service, another lesson that we may learn. We pray that your Yahuah may move through our elder, through our Moroi, and that he may guide us through your Yahuah in all truth, and that everyone may be, who's here under his voice, that they may be Baruch, and that the word may be increased within us to guide us in your way, in your direct, so that we may not turn to the left or the right hand, but that we may walk towards your favor and towards your truth. We thank you for your mercy, for your kindness, for your strength and your power, for all belongs to you, and all is given to you. And we thank you because nothing is done without you having to say in it. And so, Yahuah, in the name of your Son, Yahusha Mashiyach, we give you all the glory, honor, esteem, and praise. Your set apart name, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Okay, Mr. McCall, without further ado, we're going to have our executive Mori Yahuah come up and give us, as usual, another dynamic lesson. All right, my brother. All right.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Hey, Shabbat shalom.
Hallelujah. Okay. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank the Most High Yahuah for another set apart Shabbat. And without any further ado, we are going to go ahead and get into our lesson. And today's lesson is on the subject. There's been a lot of questions about, the nation of Yashra'al and the strangers and their position and where they will stand versus the nation of Yashra'al. So I decided that I would, since there was so much talk about it, I would decide to do a lesson. Let's look at some things in Scripture, see what the Scripture says versus how we feel and what we believe. But at the end of the day, the first thing when it comes to the nation of Yashra'al, you have to realize Yahuah is going to have a righteous kingdom and a righteous people. So a lot of times our minds go back to, we think about the conditions that we come out of, or conditions that we have been in the past, what we're going through now, and what we're going to come out of. And, you look to want to retaliate and pay personally, but Yahuah said vengeance is his. So let's look at the scriptures and see what it says, see if we can gain some understanding about the strangers. And today's lesson and topic is, and the strangers. And we're going to start out, we're going to go to Shemot Exodus 23, the 23rd chapter. Let's go. And we're going to get a little audience participation here. We're going to start, let's see. Let's start at verse 1.
You shall not raise a false report. You start now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You shall not raise a false report. Put not your hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. You shall not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shall you speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Neither shall you conquer a poor man in his cause. If you meet your enemy's ox or his donkey going astray, you shall surely bring it back to him again. If you see the donkey, of him that hates you lying under his burden, and would forbear to help him, you shall surely help with him. You shall not rest the judgment of your poor in his cause. Keep you far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay you not, for I will not justify the wicked. And you shall take no gift for the gift blindeth the wise, and perverses the words of the righteous. Also, you shall not oppress a stranger, for you know the heart of a stranger, seeing you were strangers in the land of Mizraim.
Stop right there, Martin. Okay then, thou shalt not oppress a stranger. For ye what? Know the heart of a stranger, seeing ye were what? Strangers in the lands of Mizraim. Now, the problem with us as Israelites, when we read, we don't contextualize things a lot of times. And we tend to just rely on the English language. So, when we see the word stranger in one verse, we tend to think it means the same thing throughout every place in the scripture where you see the word stranger. So, does anyone have their strong?
Ger.
Ger. Thank you, Maury. Ger. Ger is, okay, let me write that on the board. I said I want to use the board. That's your strong number what?
1616?
1616, very important. Stranger. Equals Ger. I think in the English they got to spell how more?
You want the transliteration?
Yes.
Oh, so it's G-E-R.
G-E-R?
Uh-huh.
Okay then, and that's Strong's number 1616. Strong's number 1616. Everybody write it down.
You drop that 1, that's the new number of the beast, 616. Oh.
Okay. Okay, Ger, that's 1616. That's your Hebrew in the Strong's. That's very important. Now, he said, also, he said what? Okay, it says, thou shalt not oppress a stranger, for ye know the heart of a stranger, seeing that you were strangers in the land of Mizraim. Now, let's go to Isaiah, the 14th chapter, Yahuah, the 14th chapter, verses 1 and 2.
For Yahuah will have mercy on Yaakov and Jacob, and will yet choose Yashra'al, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Yaakov. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Yashra'al shall possess them in the land of Yahuah for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captivity whose captive they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Right there, let's stop right there, that's good. So it said, the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the sovereign of Yahuah for what? Servants, handmaids, and oh no, I want to go back to verse 1, I'm sorry. It said, for Yahuah will have mercy on Jacob and Jacob, and will yet choose Yashra'al Israel and set them in their land, and the strangers. So what do we get for right there? What said the strangers shall be joined with them? Anybody got that?
Mean they're gonna be living amongst them.
No, I'm talking, what do we get for the Hebrew for that?
Same Ger.
1616. The same as Ger. Can you read the definition of that, Maury?
Ger? Okay, so Ger, to temporarily inhabit, a newcomer lacking inherited rights. B, a foreigner in Israel, though conceded rights.
Okay, and this
I can give you more. It says a guest, by implication, foreigner, alien, sojourner,
sojourner,
stranger.
stranger. Okay. Guest, foreigner, stranger, sojourner. Okay then. So we see the theme here. That's Strong 16:16. Now when we go back up, when it says, and the people shall take them. Now, you have one situation in verse 1 where it talks about the stranger. Now when you get down to verse 2, it says, and the people. Now, how do we know who the people are? I say the people are the nations. So when we go to Ezekiel 20, let's go to Ezekiel 20 right quick. Verse 33 through 35.
Ezekiel 20.
Yeah, Ezekiel 20.
Said 33, right?
Yeah, starting at verse 33 through 35.
As I live, said Adonai Yahuah, surely with a mighty hand, with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out, will I rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered, with a mighty hand, and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Israel. So will I plead with you, saith Adonai Yahuah. And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. And I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me, I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Yashra'al, and you shall know that I am Yahuah. As for you, O house of Yashra'al, thus saith Adonai Yahuah, go you serve, you every one his idols, and hereafter also, if you will not hearken unto me, but pollute you my set-apart name, no more with your gifts and with your idols, for in my set-apart mountain, in the mountain of the heights of Yashra'al, shall Adonai Yahuah, there shall all the house of Yashra'al, all of them in the land serve me. There will I accept them, and there will I require your offerings and the first fruits of your oblations with all your set-apart things. 41.
That's good right there, Mark. Okay, so he's going to call you from amongst the people. So when we go to Isaiah, let's go to Isaiah 60, verse 4 and 5. Isaiah 60, verse 4 and 5.
Lift up your eyes around about, and see all they gather themselves together. They come to you, your sons shall come from far, and your daughters shall be nursed at your side. Then you shall see and flow together, and your heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto you. These forces of the Gentiles shall come unto you.
Okay, so the forces of the Gentiles shall come unto you. Now let's drop down in that same chapter. Let's go down to verse 9 and 10.
Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first, to bring your sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of Yahuah your Elohim, to the set-apart one of Yashra'al, because he hath esteemed you. And the sons of strangers, different one, shall build up your walls, and their kings shall minister unto you. For in my wrath I smote you, but in my favor have I had mercy on you.
Okay, stop right there. So we have strangers again, right? Strangers and what's the translation that to the English word is in the car?
The car, you spell it Nekar, 52:36.
52:36.
Heathens.
Oh, okay, read the definition. You're right, yeah. That's what I want you to read. Yeah, read that for you.
Oh,
The definition
I
of
see all the definition. I just know heathen. All right. So, foreigner, heathendom, alien, stranger. Then on the Brown Driver's Briggs, it has foreigner, alien, foreignness, that which is foreign, a foreignness, foreign, mighty ones, alien, so on.
Okay, so what did he say about this particular stranger? What is this stranger what is he gonna do?
Build.
He gonna build. He's gonna build up thy walls. And what else is he gonna do, Maury?
And their kings shall minister unto you.
Their king shall minister unto you.
For wrath I smote you, but in my favor have I mercy on you.
And what do you have a minister right there, Maury?
Minister? Deacon? No, I'm saying. Yashra'al. Mm-hmm. That's what's translated in the Greek as deacon. Yashra'al.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we see, so far we have stranger, which is Ger, Strong's number 1616. Is that not different than the stranger they call 5236?
Absolutely.
That's two different strangers, two different conditions. Okay, let's go to, drop down to verse 12, Marty.
Okay. Verse 12 says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve you shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
And see, this is what he's getting at. Now, there are going to be some people, it's not going to be in their heart, or they're not going to have a desire to serve you. So you can get that out of your mind. But what did the Most High say? Did he not say they're going to perish?
Yep.
But is it up to you to cause them to perish, or is it something he's going to do?
He's going to do it.
And that's what we want to be careful with when we start talking and dealing with the strangers. Because we don't want to get in a place where all of a sudden there's a hatred and animosity towards the people who really, once they see the light, guess what they want them to do? They're not going to have any problem following Yahuah and his commands. And I remember, I can't find the scripture right where he said, some of the strangers they're going to have a better name than you.
Yahuah chapter 56.
Get that from
Absolutely. Oh, okay. We'll go into Yahuah chapter 56.
Yeshayahu 56.
Isaiah, chapter 56.
What verse?
Verse 5 says, even unto them will I give. Well, I'll go up a little bit just to get some context. If you don't mind.
Yep.
Let's try to 3. Neither let the son of the stranger, and that's the one that's on the board, the care.
1616.
The care.
No, the care. No, okay, let's go to 6.
Yeah, 52:36. What you have up there? 52:36. Neither let the son of the Necher, or the stranger that have joined himself. So now these heathenims. Oh, I forgot you teaching my dad.
Oh no, go ahead.
That have joined himself to Yahuah speak, saying, Yahuah has utterly separated me from his people. Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree. Okay. Verse 4. For thus saith Yahuah unto the eunuchs that keep my Shabbat and choose the thing that pleases me, and takes hold of my covenant, even unto them will I give in my house and within my walls a place and a name better than the sons and of the daughters, and I'll give them an everlasting name that shall not be cut off. And then verse 6 says, also the sons of the Necher, the strangers that join themselves to serve Yahuah, to serve him, and to love the name of Yahuah, to be his servants, every one that keeps the Shabbat from polluting it and takes hold of my covenant, even them will I bring to my set-apart mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted upon my altar, for my house shall be called a house of prayer for some people.
No.
Oh, all
people. Yeah, see, this is very important that we get this and see this, because you see how Yahuah is extending righteousness, how he's dealing righteously with those outside of Israel. So what makes you think we can be any different than he is and deal with the people any different than he does?
You know better than them. Kill them all.
See, this is what we have to be careful and look at, examine everything, because at the end of the day, what is the overall goal? What was the purpose and creation of Yashra'al in the first place?
Be a light to the nation.
To be a light to the nations. So if you're gonna display yourself and turn around and do the same thing and act the way they did when we was under them, there's no difference. There's no difference between you and the heathen or the nations. But Yahuah knows how to deal with the nations, deal with the strangers as well. It's not your job to deal with them. Because first of all, you can't get them like he wants to get them if he's going to get them. And so, but we're going to continue to read. Appreciate that, Maureen. Let's go to Isaiah 61, verse 2 through 6.
Let everybody get there. I think I'm reading too fast. All right. Verse 2. To proclaim the acceptable year of Yahuah and the day of vengeance of our Elohim, to comfort all that mourn. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahuah, that he might be esteemed. Verse 4. And they shall build the old wastes, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations. And strangers, which is a whole other word.
Another word. What's that word? Let's stop right there. That's Zor.
Z-U-R. And it's Hebrew concordance numbers 21:14.
So far, how many different strangers do we have?
We got 3 of them.
And you see one is what? His condition is more favorable than the other?
Yep.
Okay, now let's continue reading that right there, Maureen.
Okay. It shall stand and feed your flocks.
He shall stand and do what?